Believe it or not. Written by Kathy Lester, focus question: why are people fascinated by unsolved mysteries? Words to know: encounters, evidence, extraterrestrials, hoax, hover, intricate, microwave, mysteries, node, pharaoh, plasma, retracted. Introduction: if you heard that hairy giants live in our whiteness or that extraterrestrials make strange designs in wheat fields, will you believe it? What if a friend told you an ancient curse causes people to die, or that something in a part of the Atlantic Ocean makes ships disappear? How will you know if these stories were true? After reading this book, you'll have evidence about these 4 unsolved mysteries. You can decide whether or not you think they're real. Bigfoot. In remote areas of the Pacific Northwest, Native Americans have told stories about gigantic, mysterious, ape-like creatures for hundreds of years. The Salish peoples of Canada called them Sasquatch, which means wild man of the woods. English speakers most often use the name Bigfoot. Others who have reported encounters with this creature include railway and forest workers, hikers, travelers, and people who live in remote areas. Most of them have never heard the Native American stories. A Bigfoot is reported to be as tall as 8 feet, 2.4 meters, and covered with hair. Based on the depth of its tremendous footprint, its weight is estimated to be between 350 to 800 pounds, from 160 to 360 kilograms. People who see one frequently report hearing high-pitched screams and smelling a foul odor. Cryptozoologists, scientists who study animals that may or may not exist, and a few other people have spent a lot of time and money to find out whether Bigfoot really exists. After following up on thousands of eyewitness reports, they have not yet found proof. In 1924, a lumberjack went into the mountains alone to prospect for gold. During the 3rd night of his trip, he was carried off in his sleeping bag by something huge and smelly. Later, it dropped him in a clearing where 4 other ape-like creatures surrounded him. They seemed to be a family. He escaped, badly shaken but unharmed, after nearly a week. This is just one report of Bigfoot encounter. Here's actually a picture of when Roger Patterson took this picture in 1967. Is it a Bigfoot, a bear, or a human in a gorilla suit? I'm not sure. In the vast forests and glaciers of the northwestern United States, nature quickly gets rid of dead bodies. However, scientists believe that if Bigfoot does exist, someone should be able to find a dead body, a skeleton, or fossil remains, yet nothing has ever been found. In 1977, a Bigfoot sighting in northern Washington turned out to be a hoax that was planned by 3 young men. This makes some people think that other reports must have been faked as well. Do you think the Bigfoot sightings are real or a hoax? Crop circles, strange circles or flattened plants in fields were reported as early as 1590. Farmers thought they were made by wind. In the 1980s, the number of circles increased, and they changed to more intricate designs. Most crop circles form mysteriously at night, but few people report having seen them being formed by spaceships or whirlwinds. Sometimes lines are seen in the sky, and humming or music is heard. Sometimes radiation can be detected inside the circles. The crops inside circles are not crushed. They are bent at the lowest node on the stalk. Often, these bent crops grow better than the plants under the circles. Experiments suggest that microwave beams might cause the circles, but it's not clear where they would come from. Some people think that they are messages from outer space. In areas where many circles are found, some people watch the fields at night for signs of activity. They say that complicated circle patterns can appear in just a few minutes. Many crop circles are made by humans for a variety of reasons. Some people just want to prove that it can be done, while others want to play tricks. In 1991, Englishmen Doug Power and David Chorley claimed that they had made every drop circle since 1978. Some people accepted the explanation of their hawks, while others doubted that they had skills and strength to create huge patterns at night without being seen. Doug retracted his confession 7 years later. Some people suggest that circles are created by tornadoes. Crop circle designs are controlled and intricate though, while tornadoes destroy a wide area. Another weather theory is based on a type of whirlwind called a plasma vortex. A plasma vortex can create the lines and create report by eyewitnesses. It can hover in one place or move as if it's under a remote control, which could make it look like a UFO. Some researchers have suggested that the military is developing a high-energy weapon powered by microwaves. In this scenario, crop circles are produced by tests of this top-secret weapon. Do you think crop circles are real or a hoax? The Curse of the Mummy. In 1922, with the help of Egyptian workers, Howard Carter discovered the tomb of the Egyptian pharaoh Tutankhamun, known today as King Tut. The tomb was filled with incredibly valuable treasures. Newspapers circulated stories of a curse painted on the tomb, word that said, they who enter this sarked tomb shall swift be visited by wings of death. Carter's search for the tomb was funded by Lord Carnarvon. When Lord Carnarvon died in 1928, newspapers said that he was killed by a pharaoh's curse. The newspapers reported 26 people involved with finding the tomb died in the first 10 years. Many of these deaths were thought to involve suspicious circumstances. This mystery has been used as a theme for many movies, books, and games. Well, it's kind of suspicious. I generally really believe in something that's spirit or some ghost or something that is not based on theory. So in this case, I believe that maybe, just a maybe, in my opinion, that Lord Carnarvon and who involved in this fighting actually were cursed by the pharaoh, I suppose. In the early 90,000s, reporters sometimes invent facts to make stories more exciting. Lord Carnarvon had actually been sick for 20 years before he died. The timing of his death might have been a coincidence. Research showed that only 6 people involved with finding a tomb died in the first 10 years. Howard Carter worked on the tomb for at least 10 years, and he lived for 17 years after the discovery. The curse that was reportedly written in the tomb was not there at all. Dead bodies might produce bacteria that could cause illness and death. Could this have contributed to Lord Carnarvon's death? Early people who robbed tombs might have become sick in this way. This might have been how stories of a curse started. Yeah, that makes sense. Early Egyptians believed that kings should be buried with riches to use in the next life. The Egyptians may have started legends of danger to keep people away from the tombs. Do you think the curse of the mummy is real or a hoax? Well, I've changed my mind. Maybe it's just a coincidence, Bermuda Triangle. Okay, this probably the most exciting mystery of all time. Strange things have been happening to ships and planes in the Atlantic Ocean between Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. In 1965, Vincent Gaddis wrote a book about these strange occurrences called Invisible Horizons. He was the first to call the area of the Bermuda Triangle. He also called it the Triangle of Death. Numerous planes and ships disappeared in this area. Crews vanished from ships, dense fog suddenly appeared, and compasses and navigation equipment stopped working. On a clear day in 1945, while a group of planes was on a routine training mission, all of them lost their bearings and disappeared. The rescue airship that went to look for them also disappeared. In 1881, the merchant ship Ellen Austin discovered a ghost ship floating without a crew. A crew boarded to steer the ship to port, but a thick fog surrounded both ships. When the ghost ship was found the next day, the second crew had disappeared as well. The USS Cyclops disappeared in 1918. This is one of the earliest incidents linked to the Bermuda Triangle. In 1966, Captain Donald Harry Tugg, the Good News, was towing a cargo bark from Puerto Rico to Florida when a dense fog suddenly swirled under the barge. The Good News lost the use of all of its instruments and partially lost power. For 5 minutes, the ship struggled in a tug-of-war with the fog bank, and it finally managed to pull itself and the barge free. People claim that mysterious power causes the many losses of ships and crews in the Bermuda Triangle. Some people think that UFOs capture humans and take them away. Others say that the unexplained losses are a result of the severe weather common in the area. Any vessel that is destroyed would sink without a trace. After being rescued, some of the missing crews tell stories of being forced to leave the storm-damaged ships. Some insist that nothing unusual is going on in the area. They suggest that some of the losses blamed on the Bermuda Triangle actually happened several hundred miles away. Sometimes vessels that have been reported lost appeared later. Do you think the Bermuda Triangle is real or a hoax? Conclusion: mysteries will always exist. Some people will think they're nonsense, and others will claim they're real. Now that you have read evidence about 4 of them, it's time to consider what you've read and determine what you believe. You can use the internet and the library to find more information. Just remember that some sources are more reliable than others. What do you think about these mysteries, and what others can you find? So I believe that one of the most mysterious and suspicious case in this book is about the Bermuda Triangle, because there are so many losses of ships and wrecks happen there. So there's some supernatural that control this. Right, so let's do
Good
the
job.
quiz. Mysterious mean. Wait, I don't even remember this detail, so just guess it. It's just a guess. Doc Bauer? Newspaper reporters. I think this. I don't remember much. What happens to the crops that have been knocked down in a crop circle? What conclusion you draw about the Bermuda Triangle? Which of the following is a similarity shared by Bigfoot and the Curse of the Mummy? They remain unexplained. Evidences. Okay. Curiosity to find out about the truth, and also the chance to come up with explainable answers.
We can try again.
Wait,
Let's go.
4?
Click on
That
the items with the red.
Is not square, is packed. It's appeared. They board a ghost ship. This one, I'm not really that remember. The claims were not true. They explain unsolved events. Nuclearly decomposed, they grow better unbanned crops, but don't bear fruit. Can be explained by weather. Many stories can be explained by goats. Can be explained by weather.
Awesome. You are so close.
Click on the items with the red.
Soon this answer. Board a ghost ship. I remember that detail. So I think this one.
Awesome. You are so
Click on the items with the red X.
Then maybe it's better. No, it grows quickly but don't bear fruit. Oh, so
You passed, but we can
Wait.
Click on the
What?
items with the
grow better than unbanned crops.
Wow!
Okay,
Perfect
so that's it.
score.
I'll see you tomorrow with another quiz. Bye.